Well, that's a very kind thought. An envelope. For me. Let's see what's inside it. Looks rather like a card. Yes, it is. It looks like a birthday card. It says, have a rattling good birthday. Wonder what it says inside. Ah, that's what it says inside. Well, that's quite a good little exercise to send to somebody on their birthday, or perhaps on April Fool's Day. It's very easy to make. Here's how you do it. I'll put that to one side. We'll use it later. First of all, to get the right sort of cardboard, I use an old cardboard folder that's been dispensed with. You'll need to pick the envelope to begin with and measure along the card, at least across the fold of it, just a shape that's going to fit inside the envelope. Notice that the card is doubled over from there, so when we cut it out, we're going to get a proper sort of folded card shape. Well, here goes. Trim up there and down there, and we should have a card that just fits inside the envelope. It could be neater, but we'll let that do for now. Before you go on, check that it really does fit inside, because it's most embarrassing to finish the whole thing off and find that it doesn't fit. Okay, that's pretty good. Perhaps a little trim just to make sure it's really up to scratch. And there we go. Now, at this stage, you can decorate the front of the card, put whatever you like on it. I won't do that now because I've already done one, and put the card to one side. We have to load up the buzzing device. That has as its base a washer, just something from a nut and a bolt, and we use two thin rubber bands and load it like this. We push one end of the rubber band through the hole in the washer like that, then bring the tail of the rubber band over and pull its head back through the tail, so to speak, like that. That's one side loaded. Turn it round and do exactly the same thing with another rubber band on the other side. These rubber bands have to be fairly long and fairly thin, otherwise they're so powerful they distort the card. Now that's ready to be loaded into the card, and I'll show you how you do that. At least we'll start to show you on this. First of all, work out what the front of the card is, open it out, and then work on the bottom of the back of the front, if that makes sense. We'll put the rubber band down there and stick it on. Notice I'm working fairly close to the spine, otherwise it's just going to be too powerful and pull the card around. Stick that one on pretty securely, and the other end is going to be held onto this top inside here with a paper clip, which you hook through the rubber band there. Bit fiddly, but there we are. And that will then hook onto the top of the card in that sort of fashion. It would probably work, but it's so strong that it starts to buckle the card. So a bit of juggling is necessary here, depending on the length and the strength of the rubber band, to make sure that it's stretched tightly across there. I've adjusted, and it's just perfect. And this is how we wind it up. Just give it about 20 or 30 turns, depending on how everything goes. If it's too strong, you'll have to work with less. But you can see that this one is winding it up without pulling the card around too much. And if I then hold the washer like that and fold the card flat on either side, as long as the card is held flat, it can't let the device go. And of course it's held flat when you slide it inside the envelope. And when somebody gets that and has a look at it and opens it out, you can see that inside the device is going to go. And that's what's meant by a rattling good card.